Okay, I have my photo ready. I'm ready to post on Instagram. But now what should I write in the caption? Inside this video, you're going to learn the 5 pillars for every Instagram caption, how to write it and how to let go of that feeling of not knowing what to write and then feeling stuck and then ending up not posting, because I know it's happened to you before. So stick around because we're going to dive in right now. Okay, for any caption, you need 5 things. Get out a piece of paper, get out your cell phone, and write these down. Number 1 is your product. No matter what it is, you might be saying, Laura, this isn't a photo of a product. This is just a photo of me. You are the product. Whatever you are trying to not only sell, but showcase and teach about, that's your product, okay? So your product, the main character, what is it in that photo? Number 2 is your ideal audience. Who are you trying to reach? Hint, hint. If you are a business, this should always, always, always be the same throughout all your posts, okay? It varies if you're trying to reach different people, if you're trying to tell a story to attract different people, but in reality, this shouldn't be any different at all from post to post. One of the big things that I recommend you to do, and honestly, this is one of my secrets that I do, I think about somebody that I know. So somebody in my network, I think about them and I target them directly. That's right. So you over there, Amy, let's say, Amy, I know her, I talk to her, I know what she's struggling with, I know exactly the words that trigger her. I put her as my ideal audience. I'm basically talking to Amy, and that's how I write my whole entire Instagram caption. This is going to help you out a lot because it's going to actually clear your mind and say, hold on, if I'm talking to Amy, or let's say something more broad, let's say your whole audience is entrepreneurs, first-time entrepreneurs that are just launching their business, right? It really helps you out because if you're not talking directly to them and if what you're writing doesn't even make sense to them or it's something that they don't care about, well then hint, you shouldn't be writing it, right? So that's a great thing, and that's number 2 of your 5 pillars to always, always know when you're writing an Instagram caption. Number 3 is the time frame. The time frame in which they're going to get to a result, the time frame in which something new is going to happen to them. What's the time frame? There has to be a time from going to point A to point B, which is usually what your caption should be about, okay? That's a really good thing to write down whenever you're thinking about a caption. Okay, what's my time frame of what I'm trying to explain, what I'm trying to teach, what I'm trying to entertain about, all right? Number 4 is your goal. What is your goal for this caption? Your captions have to have a goal, because if you don't have a goal, if you don't really have anything to say, then it's just noise out there on Instagram, and that's exactly what we need less of. So if your goal is to try, let's say it's something personal, tell a story about you and somebody that you're in a relationship with, well, you have a goal. You obviously have something that you want to share because you want other people to know about this, or you want other people to learn from something that you guys went through. You have a goal to every caption, and it's so important that you acknowledge it before writing everything that you're going to actually post. All right, this is really important, and all 5 of these are things that you need to have for every caption. And later on, I'm going to explain exactly how we're going to do the layout and make this interesting, because it's not just bullet points. Hey, this is my Instagram caption. Okay, this is my ideal audience, a time frame. No, there's a lot more that goes into it. But now, let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is really important. It's the main objection, okay? The main problem that people have. So for example, if I were to tell you, this is how to grow your business. You have to get on YouTube. You have to do this. What's the main objection that people give you that normally stops them from achieving this? Because if it were so easy, everybody would already be doing it. So that's exactly what you want to clarify. You want to go ahead and knock down those objections. So make sure that you already acknowledge the objection, and of course you're going to see how we kind of tie it into our caption, because if people are going down, you have to automatically know that the brain automatically says, nah, you can't go on YouTube because you don't like being in front of the camera. So in your caption, you would already acknowledge and say, hey, even if you don't like being on camera, there's ways for you to grow your business using YouTube. And that automatically is a lot more attractive than just telling the person, you're gonna grow your business on YouTube, this is what you have to do, this, and this, and this. If in their head, they're not even caring about what you're saying because their head is automatically saying, no, you can't do it because you don't like being on camera. You see the point there? So before I even go on, I want to let you know that since we did reach the 3,000 subscribers, thank you guys so much to everybody here in my YouTube family. I have a gift for you before we go on. I want you to go downstairs to the comments or the description and look at the gift that I have for you. I know you're going to absolutely love it. So go ahead, scroll down and click there. Now, let's move on to how we're going to tie all of this together. We have our 5 pillars. Now, what's next? So your 5 pillars basically work as the framework that you're always going to look back on, okay? So you don't necessarily have to put, hey, Amy, blah, 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 in 5 days, and it doesn't matter if you're scared of being in front of the camera. No, we have to make it a lot more appealing, and we have to make it like in a story kind of way. So obviously, just like you were to start off a video, just like you were to start off, an essay, you have to start off with something that grabs the attention, especially on an Instagram caption, because as you guys should already know, people are scrolling and scrolling. You basically have 3 seconds to catch that person's attention. So it obviously has to have something at the beginning of the text that hooks them. So this can be a hook, this can be a question, this can be something educational. You can call someone out or you can add value. So for example, calling out, what does that exactly mean? That means, hey, are you scared of being in front of the camera? Have you not gotten on YouTube because you don't even know how to speak in front of a camera? That's already calling that person out. And I know I'm talking to Amy because I know that's what she struggles with, okay? That's the importance of knowing exactly your ideal audience and who you're talking to. If you know exactly who you're talking to, chances are that you can automatically pinpoint what they're struggling with and call them out. Once you call them out, you probably already have their attention once they're scrolling down on Instagram. So the hook, many different ways of doing it. Get creative. Don't use the same exact one on all your captions because of course people get bored. You always have to be creating, so vary it. Questions, hook, something educational, calling out, or value. Value, for example, would be something like YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Imagine the potential that it could have. These are the stats that I get with my personal channel, and this is what I've seen tie into my business. So that's already like a really glimpse of value that people, obviously, when they read that, they're like, wow, what if I could also have that for my business? All right, now let's go on to the second part. So you already have a hook, the person's tied, they want to know more. What's next? The second part, obviously, as you probably already guessed it, is that you have to add the value and basically throw the information that you're trying to share. So obviously, this is your goal and your main objection if you haven't already used it in your hook. So whatever you're trying to promote, to sell, to tell a story, to entertain about, that goes in this part. Make sure to make it easy for the reader. The reader does not want to stay there reading a whole entire book. Use emojis, use bullet points, something that makes it easy because right now we want easy, fast, and simple. Make sure we can go boom, boom, boom and know your entire point, all right? There's something super interesting in knowing how to communicate. Remember that whenever you're trying to communicate, less is more. Do not use complicated words that people don't understand, especially words that your ideal audience doesn't understand. This is something that I see a lot of coaches do. I'm calling all of you guys out, coaches out there. There are a lot of terms and sayings that you guys as experts know about, but your audience, your potential customers don't know yet. So make sure to have this in mind. If you say something, because obviously this is how you talk amongst your peers and your colleagues, you all know what that means. People outside and your potential customer might have no idea what you're talking about. Keep it simple. Remember, you're trying to talk to a 3rd grader, no higher than a 3rd grader. Even if you're trying to actually reach the most intelligent entrepreneurs, I promise you, they appreciate when it's simple to the point and they know exactly what you want to get across. Before we go on to the last point, I want to make sure that you guys are testing the waters. So right now there are various different formats for you to play around with to get the same information across. So let's say that you're tired of writing different things in paragraph styles with bullet points, all that good thing. Use that same exact information and throw it on a carousel, all right? I have this video that explains exactly how to create a carousel. There's even a free template in there, so I know you're going to absolutely love it. So In a carousel, you would put the same exact information. Remember, use different slides for each bullet point so that it's not too congested with a lot of text, but it's the same exact information that you would be putting on an IG caption, but in a photo. Therefore, if you have a photo with a lot of text, your IG caption should be shorter. Don't overwhelm your consumer, okay? And vice versa. If you just have a photo with nothing explained, explain it in your caption. There is no right amount of length. There is no right amount of emojis. There is no right amount of words. Play with what you know. Sometimes condense it, make it simple. Sometimes give a lot more value and make it a bit longer. See what works for your audience. There are many people out there, and every person consumes differently, not only because we're all different people, but because we also have different time frames, okay? If you catch me while I'm chilling here on the couch, I have a lot more time than if you catch me maybe at a red light, which I don't do that, okay? Now, on to the last and the final thing. Get ready. This is your call to action. You should already know what a call to action is because this should be happening on all your posts, videos, etc., especially if you're already part of my YouTube family. So your call to action is basically closing your entire 5 pillars. What is your goal? Is your goal to get people to understand this? Is your goal to get people to click here? Is your goal to get people to send you a DM? Make it clear. Do not assume that people know what to do next or that people know the next step that they should be taking. All right? Make it clear. State it, and then that's the end of your IG caption. Remember, less is more. Do not try to fill that space up. Do not try to overwhelm your consumers by trying to show off all the value that you're trying to give. Less is more. Keep it as simple as possible, go straight to the point, and avoid extra noise. Extra noise does not bring any benefit to you, and it clouds the people on the other side. So there you have it. That's what you need to do in order to script and write a captivating Instagram caption for all your Instagram posts. And like I mentioned before, I have a gift for you because we are celebrating 3,000 subscribers right now. So go ahead to the comments and description, click that link, and I know you're going to really, really love this gift that I have for you. If you're not already part of this YouTube family, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you right here next week. Bye-bye.